Jeopardy's Ken Jennings has admitted he prefers mean tweets after a brief conversation with a fan on Twitter. Ken, 49, entered a conversation with a viewer who had been tweeting at another actor at the time. Ken replied to someone who had been speaking to actor Josh Malina, who had just called someone an idiot on X, formerly known as Twitter. That person replied, "Wow, I used to enjoy your posts, but lately, more and more of them seem mean just to be mean." This is where Ken jumped in. He wrote, "I actually prefer the mean tweets. You may break even on this." Another follower chimed in, "This explains so much about you." Ken is typically known for some of his snarkier social media replies. Many of them aren't exactly kind and see followers feeling disrespected. But Ken is usually saying what he does in good fun. Heated host. Recently, Ken lost his cool after a contestant confessed that at first he instantly rejected the game show's phone call to return. The Jeopardy! Host turned to the camera in a desperate plea for people to pick up the phone. Former champion Ken, 49, is hosting a 2.5-month Champions Wildcard tournament. The special kicked off on Monday, inviting back 1, 2, and 3-time winners from season 37 and 38. Joe Feldman, a technology professional from Bethesda, Maryland, faced Amanda Gantz, a product marketing manager from Austin, Texas, and Brendan Sargent, a small business owner originally from Worcester, Massachusetts. During Thursday's interview segment, Ken turned to Joe, a former 2-day champion, to ask when he got the call to return. "Please call US." Ken began, "When it came time to get you back on this competition, we had some difficulties, right?" Joe admitted, "I was sitting at my office, unknown number, you know what that means, instant reject. I started reading the transcript in my voicemail, and it was hit and miss. The words were gargled, but the word Jeopardy did come through correctly, so I was able to call back and work everything out." Ken turned to the camera and said, "I guess the moral at home is if you get a crazy gargled voicemail with just the word Jeopardy." The host's expression morphed into a wide-eyed stare. "Please call us. We're trying to find you." Fans react, "Really? Jeopardy!" Contestants send producers 5 topics they can be asked during the interview portion. Fans on Reddit were bothered that the story was selected since some people wait decades to get on Jeopardy. One person wrote in a thread, "I'm surprised the show considers I screen calls from unknown numbers." So there was a brief delay before the Jeopardy! Team got in touch with me, such a riveting story that they've chosen it to be featured so many times now. Nothing against the contestants, who are obviously being given limited prompts. But it seems to me that much of the life has been drained from the interview segments this season. Another fan wrote, "Isn't there a way to have Jeopardy! Show up in recipient's caller ID? I realize scammers are able to do that, but at least prospective contestants would know to take the call." A third wrote, "Do the casting folks not reach out via text or email as well? Is it really only a phone call?" A contestant last month also told Ken he ignored 3 calls from Jeopardy, as it was an unknown number and he's a classic millennial.